What's up guys, it's Andy here. Welcome back to Painfully Honest Advice. So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down and share with you guys would I buy this Model S P100D again. Now I have owned this car for over 1 year now, so this is gonna be a full out review of owning the Tesla P100D after 1 year, all the pros and cons of buying this car, and should I have invested in this car? Is it worth investing in, or should I have just put my money in Tesla stock? Because hey, Tesla stock went up over 800% at this point. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and break it all down. I'm gonna share with you guys how much I spent on this car and basically is it worth buying again. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now just to break it down, the Tesla Model S P100D does cost around $120,000 brand new. That's a bit steep, so I did end up buying this car 1 year used. So this is a 2019, and I actually got a little break on it, so I ended up spending about $99,000 on this car after taxes. Now guys, here's the thing. With the P100D, if you're not familiar with this car, this is Tesla's fastest model year to date. Basically, this car can go 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. And it's got that accelerated performance with its ludicrous mode. Now, ludicrous mode is kind of crazy because it is extremely fast, and it's actually rated the second fastest car in the world behind the Porsche 911 Spider. Now guys, for a $100,000 car, that's extremely good because the Porsche 911 Spider is over a couple $100,000. So I do like the performance overall for this car. Now let's go ahead and break it down, and I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys all the pros of this car after 1 year, and then all the cons of having this car after 1 year as well. Now I bought this car in August of 2019, and basically I've actually put on about 25,000 miles on this car year to date. But some of the features that I actually really enjoy about this car is gonna be the full self-driving option that Tesla is actually coming out with soon enough here. This is a package that you can actually get on this car. Now in my case, I have the enhanced autopilot mode, which basically means that when I'm on the highway, this car will actually drive itself. You do have to keep your hands on the steering wheel for safety because full self-driving is not an option yet. But the nice thing with this is if there's a car in front of you, this car will automatically signal and it'll automatically change lanes. As well as when you're getting on and off the highway, this car will actually turn and get off the highway. But here's the thing, this feature is actually pretty damn awesome. I mean, the technology in this car makes all the other cars on the road look like dinosaurs. And I'm not even kidding, guys. I mean, it's really sweet technology that this car does have. Now, additionally, you can actually do summon mode as well with this car. Basically, summon mode is another feature that this car has. If you have the car parked in a parking space, you can go ahead and have it summon. It'll actually go ahead and pull out of the garage, or if you're leaving a grocery store, it will actually go ahead and pull up to you based on how you go about summoning this car. So it's a really cool feature that Tesla does offer. The first time I actually used summon mode, it was kind of scary because this car is actually driving itself to you without anybody in it, and it does get a little scary. So I do use summon mode here and there, but it's more of a cool technology when you're showing people what it actually is. It's not as practical because at the end of the day, with summon mode, it does have a lot of glitches still, but I believe this is the future of cars, and Tesla, I think, is going to keep on improving on this feature. Plus, the nice other thing with Tesla is that they're electric vehicles. So at the end of the day, you have to put $0 in gas. Now, as far as my expenses, if I compare this to some of the other cars that I have, it's about 1/3 of the cost of gas. So for example, if I was putting in $60 a week in gas, I'm spending about $20 in electricity for this car to go ahead and charge this car on a week-to-week basis. Now, in general, with a full charge with this current vehicle, I do get about 300 miles per charge, and that's at 100% capacity. Now, I usually don't charge this car up to 100%. I usually charge it to 90% because at the end of the day, it is a battery, and Tesla does recommend that you only charge the car up to 90% unless you're going on a long road trip. Plus, another really cool feature about this vehicle is that it has very low servicing. Basically, with any of the Teslas and with the Tesla Model S, they basically tell you to take this car in every 50,000 miles. Now, as far as all the liquids that this car takes, it actually just takes windshield washer, and there's really no other liquid. And as far as the maintenance goes, there's barely any maintenance with this car. Obviously, you do have brakes, so you have brake pads, you have tires, you have windshield washer that you got to fill in, but it doesn't have all the mechanics of gas cars. So it is extremely nice because you barely spend any money on doing all the servicing. And that's one of the best things that I do like about this car, because I hate taking my car into servicing. And additionally, I do enjoy all the features that this car does have. I mean, this car has a romantic mode. You can just put on the fireplace and just chill, or you can actually play many different games on this car as well. So it's got a huge arcade mode as well. It's got a lot of different entertainment. It's got these fart bombs, which are kind of funny, especially when you get somebody to go ahead and sit in the car, and when they sit in their seat, it is pretty funny. So it does have a lot of different features. Now guys, these are basically all the pros and all the things that I really do enjoy about this car, and these are some of the things that I figured out in the last 1 year on how to go ahead and use. And I can tell you, ultimately, it is a very comfortable car to go ahead and sit in, and I do like this car much better than the Model 3, because the Model 3 just overall seemed a little bit cheaper as far as how it was made, some of the parts in that car. With this car, you actually do feel like it is a luxury vehicle. But now just jumping into some of the cons in regards to this vehicle. Some of the cons that I don't like after having this car for 1 year now is the overall price tag. Now with Tesla, they actually recently just reduced the price on some of their vehicles. So it's really controlled by Tesla at the end of the day. If they want to go ahead and reduce the price of the Model S, the depreciation for this car actually gets factored into. Because if you're spending $100,000 on this car, and now you can go ahead and buy a new car for $100,000, at the end of the day, your car's value is going to depreciate. So Tesla really controls the price of the vehicles, and they can go ahead and change that as soon as they want. Now, additionally, when you do want to go ahead and just get up and go, if you forget to charge the car, you're kind of screwed, because you really can't take the car anywhere. And that actually has happened to me many times when I just forget to charge the car overnight, and that kind of sucks. Because when you're charging this car at home in a regular plug, you're actually only charging at about 4 to 5 miles per hour. Now you can go ahead and get the 220 volt, which is what I have, and you can actually charge the car about 30 miles per hour. Now additionally, because Tesla does recommend to only charge the car to 90%, I'm only getting about 260 miles on this car at that range. So for a long trip, you do have to go ahead and stop at different superchargers. But every time you do have to go ahead and stop at a supercharger, you are basically spending about 20 to 30 minutes each time you stop at a supercharger. So it does go ahead and add time to the overall trip. Plus, I have had a little bit of issues with this car in the last 1 year. My door jamb actually on my rear passenger side did break, and basically at this point, I have no idea what happened to this door. Now, I did go ahead and schedule a service call, but based on Tesla's service calls and scheduling an appointment, it does take about 2 weeks before Tesla has anything available. But this should be something that is covered by Tesla, so I'm not too concerned with this. The other issue that I did have with this car is the overall Bluetooth with this vehicle. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with the Bluetooth, but that's another thing that I did have to go ahead and actually ended up spending about $250 because the Bluetooth was not working properly. Now, guys, these are just some of the things that I ran into in the last 25,000 miles and basically since I purchased this car. Now, overall, would I buy this car again? And truthfully, guys, I would actually not buy the P100D. Now here's my input on this. I would still go ahead and buy the Model S, but instead I would actually buy the long range mode. Because with the long range mode, you are actually saving about $20,000. Is that $20,000 really worth it in performance? And in my opinion, I can tell you guys, yes, the performance seems awesome and that 0 to 60 is extremely cool, but how many times do you actually end up using it? I've literally used it a handful of times, and I've owned this car for over a year now. Once you kind of show this to your friends, you really don't end up using it, unless obviously you like to go ahead and drag race, or you like to go ahead and take this car on the track. But that's not something I'm really into, so I would save that $20,000 and probably invest it in Tesla stock, because hey, I would actually end up making a lot more money that way. So guys, that's gonna be a wrap for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below just to keep up with everything around this Tesla and everything around the stock market and investing. And lastly guys, if you are interested in trading in the stock market, I do have a couple links down in the description where you can get a free stock when you go ahead and sign up with Weibo and deposit at least $100 with them, as well as you can get a second free stock with Robinhood and a third free stock with Public. But thank you guys for watching. Until next time, see you guys at the next one.